good, guys, and welcome back to episode 2, where we celebrate South African footballing icons. I'm talking cult heroes, I'm talking unsung national team heroes, and today we even have a superstar pundit. Guys, so let me tell you, it's going to be a very interesting episode. Also, I'm realizing there's a bit of a theme. Okay, these are South African heroes who have international influence. So please, guys, let's have some respect when watching this episode and talk to these people nicely. Without further ado, I am next to someone, guys, who I have a little bit of beef with because they replaced my father on the national team as one of the most reliable center backs that the country has seen. I mean, this man also introduced us to teams that we never really heard of, overseas in countries that we weren't used to seeing on our screens, like Greece and Panathinaikos or Racing Santander in Spain. I am talking about the tank himself, Nassif Morris. Welcome.
Thanks, brother.
Welcome.
Welcome yet. It's a good one.
Come on. You got your own camera. Secondly, we have one of South Africa's first premium superstar footballers. I used to call him my patch because there was this hairstyle that I could never forget and my mom would never let me do. Guys, I'm talking about a Kaizer Chiefs cult hero, unmistakable. He needs no introduction. This man has even gone overseas and played in Austria. I don't know what is in Austria, but clearly this man went to go find out. Please help me in welcoming Jabu Shavul Watshwenya Mahlangu.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too, brother.
And last but definitely not least, I am talking about this man who has established himself from the ground up. This guy started his football opinion. I don't know who told him he knows football that much to the point where he must tell us how to watch the game. This man started on Twitter. This man's been going on Facebook. Now we see him on SuperSport. Now we see him internationally on the EPL show. Please, guys, give me a round of applause at home for Shakes Rampedi, my brother.
Jeez, thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I'm honored, guys. International. And one thing I like is that the teams that, you're not a player.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Staying out of this
for now, but your knowledge kind of gives you that player status. You guys played for not so big teams when you guys went overseas. I think you played for Matson or Mattis.
Mattisbeck.
Mattisbeck, yeah. And then you played for Racing Santander.
Aris also.
These are smaller, unknown teams. And now we see an emergence of smaller teams now in South Africa in this form of Stellenbosch, in the form of TS Galaxy, and the Nedbank Cup showcases how they can come up and play against the giants. You even play with Panathinaikos in the Champions League and things like that. What do you guys feel about this emergence of these teams? They come quick and they have so much to prove. What do you guys think about their influence and the importance of having these emerging teams come into the league?
I think it's a good thing to see these teams coming up and also trying to challenge the so-called big teams in numbers. I don't think in modern football now you are only a big team in numbers if you don't win, your games in the pitch. So it really gives a different dimension.
And the biggest thing I think for me is also it's the community thing. Yeah. It's a club based in Stellenbosch. They use mostly Stellenbosch players, a community club. And for those guys to get these opportunities where they might not get it by Cape Town Spurs, City or something like that,
sure.
They focus on their community players. Yeah. And if you look at all the youngsters that came out there, there was talent, you could see. Yeah. But what Barker got out of him and turned him into, incredible.
Yeah. Now, for me, I'm very happy when these smaller sides are doing well because it's about time. I think a lot of times you watched South African football and you thought, is it just money always? Because people are always pointing at, but Sundowns is doing better. Then everyone, because it's money, of course, right? Then Stellenbosch go and do their thing. They produce their youngsters. They've lost players over the years. Players gone, Keto's gone as well. And they still manage to be competitive as well. Yeah. I'm happy with what TS Galaxy is doing as well. C. Dramovic has come in, and obviously they're playing a good brand of football as well. Also from players from NFD, or you'd say in the Pitches Championship that they've come there. So it's not always necessarily about money.
Sure.
And let's be honest as well, if we're being honest. There has been a little bit of a disappointment from the other two sides from Soweto that should be doing this. I don't know if you guys agree. Because I look at Stellenbosch and I look at TS Gas and I'm like, great, finally they've put pressure on them. Because those other two should have been competing already and setting the trend. I don't know if you agree.
Yeah, I totally agree. And also we must give TS Galaxy, a credit. I think they are the only teams in the lower division then who won the Nedbank. And they beat who?
The other association.
They beat Kaizer Chiefs. So it tells you that, they really invest in their academies.
Exactly. Yeah.
And also they make sure that whoever that they put in their development structures understand, the style of play that they want and the kind of players that they need that will break through into the first team.
There's no more excuses, guys, because you can't do it. If Stellenbosch can be able to do over 20 games unbeaten, why can't anyone else do it?
Sure.
If you plan it right, I think you can do it. That's what I think.
But on that note, South Africa brings a lot of uniqueness, in terms of how we play, just the country we live in, the football, the culture around football here. I just want to know, since there's a lot of international influence here, what do you guys think, more so for the players, what is that one thing that was so unique about South Africa that when you went abroad, you felt the difference a lot? That's when you felt like, okay, sharp, this thing is only at home. You're in Europe, and besides weather, besides DJ, there's no pub, there's no, but like,
Bring your own
what are those certain unique things that you felt like were missing, when you went, because I think you were gone for a very long time, moving through Cyprus, Greece, Spain, all these countries we actually not even used to. It was probably a huge culture shock.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think the biggest thing is here the flair, the ability to be able to be yourself, to do your thing. Yeah. I mean, as a centre back, I think Jabu, I had technique, huh?
For a centre back, I can give
exactly, yeah.
But so, against me, that Jabu was coming.
You want to start about that? Against Chiefs, that was the video that took me away.
Is it?
Yeah, in Johannesburg. After that video was sent away, and that was my door. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That was the door that opened for me.
Hectic.
Yeah. So I put him and Rampedi all in my pocket that night, and I took them out after the game. So I was like, okay. Yeah, but I mean, those, that I mentioned, the flair and those kind of things. When you come there, it's a bit more structural. You have to be more organized, tactically disciplined, those kind of things. Yeah, sometimes I got away with, trying one or two things, but I think I had the speed to catch up, if I made a mistake, for example. But I mean, you want to keep that into you because that's what brought you there.
Sure.
And, you need to continue with it, but you need to kind of balance it, manage it, when you can and when you can't do it. So, yeah.
And a lot of times you get stories of our South African players who go and then they come back because they miss home.
Exactly, yeah.
Would that factor as well? Does that factor as well in terms of when you go abroad, that you miss home?
In my case, when Mushin left Chiefs, he took me to Austria,
yes,
which was a small team also. It just got promoted into the Premier League there, SV Mattersburg. And I think it was a stepping stone for me, to be closer to, Germany, for example, because when you do well in Austria, Germany is too close, then you can go to Germany and obviously then you can spread your wings, Spain, England, it's
Sweden.
Sweden, In my case, because I was with Mushin, so I could deal with, missing home, missing my friends, Amachita, missing Shisanyam after training. You know what I'm saying? So then after, I think, 12 games, he had a fallout with the president then. Because the president of that team actually wanted to sit on the bench with the coach. That's what was happening. And as you know, Mushin, when he came, he's a very professional guy, very strict. He knows his job very well. So they had that clutch to say, my man, no, I don't need you here.
Yeah.
Your office is there. If you have a problem with me, we'll meet Monday at the office.
Sure, sure.
So they didn't get along, and then they fired him. Actually, he resigned. But he said to me, my man, be strong. This is your opportunity, because I was also going through a lot of challenges, personally, here in South Africa. So it was a fresh start for me and good opportunity. And I did well. I mean, the first 12 games under Mushin, I was in the team of the week 9 times, 6 men of the matches. I think I scored 1 goal. So already I was building that relationship with the fans.
Was it not 2 in the 22? In the total 22 games that you played, I think it was 2.
Yeah, but I was in the team of the week, at least the first 9 games, which is huge, and I was now building that relationship with the fans. Obviously, Mushin allowed me to be myself,
exactly.
So when he left,
And the
that's
next
when,
coach came.
and no, actually he was the assistant coach who took over. Then now, this guy started, because they speak Germany there, and I didn't understand Germany. I had 1 or 2 guys who will translate, but when Mushin was there, obviously it was easy. So when Mushin left, then the first game, Mushin was not on the bench. On the bench there with us. Then they benched me. I think I didn't play first game, the second game, and there was a time where the fans were even chanting my name. Pule, wow. When the team was now in trouble. Now, the funny part was the coach was not allowing me to continue to be myself. He wanted to change me automatically, and that it messed up my mind, and I ended up not being mentally and physically strong to say you are a professional, you're doing it for yourself. Just appreciate the opportunity that Mushin has given you. Stay there, hang in there, work hard. What was stressing me most is when the team is losing now 2-0. Now you will come and say, Jao, do this thing. But
Why did you make magic?
now I must make magic all the time when the team is behind. And it messed me up, but I think I should have done better. If you ask me now, I should have been strong enough. I should have been professional enough, to take it. Yeah. I'm sure that I was going to go far, But like he said, they do change you.
For me, I had nobody. I'm in a different country, different language. Okay, the culture is not so bad. Also, it's at sea level. So it's similar to Cape Town. So it's okay. But now the thing is, now I'm struggling. Nobody's speaking English. I only found out the next year there's 4 or 5 players that could actually speak English, but never spoke to me. That first season.
Really?
But no, seriously. And then the first couple of months, I was struggling, and then I was always in contact with Idris Burton at Santos.
Okay.
Calling him, speaking to him, and explaining to him what's going on. He said to me, my friend, I can guarantee you, first 2-3 months, it's going to be tough for you, but bite it out. After that, you're going to see things is going to get better, it's going to change and things like that. And that's where Jabu comes in with a mentality.
Yeah.
You want to do this. You're going to sacrifice that. You're missing your family, everything at home, and whatever. And that's how things changed for me. And I just thought to myself, this is where I wanted to be. Yeah. I'm here now. Yeah. I need to make the best of it.
And just to add on what Maurice is saying, I think I'm between colored players and black players, including myself. We don't have the strong character that the colored players had. I can tell you for free.
Okay.
I can tell you for free. I mean, in our generations, look at the players who were playing in top leagues and in Europe, were mostly from Cape Town or colored players.
And at the young age also, eh?
Because of what he's saying, let me talk about us as a black. We like to be idolized every day.
Yeah.
We like to be seen. We like the attention. So I think these guys, in terms of the mentality and the strength for any challenge in football, I think these guys, I must give them 100%.
But that needs to change though as well. Though,
But
right?
it doesn't change.
Changes in the strongest time we had the national team was when you guys were
All
playing
abroad,
abroad.
yeah.
Yes.
That's when we were the strongest that we've been. When you've had Benny who's there, had Lucas that's there, you had all these players. You're playing in Spain. We had Steven Pienaar, for example, playing in the Premier League every week. I mean, the privilege we had of having a South African playing every single week. So we don't have players anymore that are like playing overseas. And I don't know whether if it has to do with the fact that do we like being idolized here? Is it that I like to drive to Soweto and then someone says, hey, you scored the goal in that game and stuff. But we're not, I don't think we're progressing if we don't have players that are playing and lifting those standards to be at that level. And I think like it's gone. And don't get me wrong, I think the league pays well today than what it did before. But for us to get better, you have to defend against Messi. You must play in Austria. You must do these things if we are going to get better.
I feel that the guys in South Africa nowadays is like too comfortable to what they're earning. And like, I mean, they won't go, for example, to Europe, to a small country, Scandinavian, Greece, for example, and earn a little bit less money. But like now, you in a shopping window.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because that is what I thought about myself. Like, you know, playing for Aris as a smaller team, I put myself in the shopping window. 2 years later, I get signed by the biggest team in Greece.
Sure. Yeah.
And I end up playing Champions League.
In the Champions
and
League.
now I'm even in a bigger window because now the rest of Europe is watching me.
Yeah.
And that's how my move to Spain became so easy because knowing me from Panathinaikos playing in the Champions League and those kind of things.
Yeah.
I think this actually brings me to my next point because there's something that we have now that they didn't have then.
Yeah.
And I think it also could be mitigating the situation to go further. And that's social media. You know, the fact that, I mean, they weren't playing, for the social media recognition. They didn't care about how people were saying, besides my performance, you know? And now we're at the place where you play your game on social media, you know what I mean?
That's what it is.
Twitter is your game, Facebook is your game, you know? Do you think that has had an impact in the game that we see today, especially in the PSL?
100%. I think it's definitely had some sort of an impact. What you find is that, because so for example, we tend to forget what our former heroes did back in the day. So for example, a lot of people get praised for like 1 or 2 games that they've played. And then they've not done it for years. They've not done it over a period of time. You know, we just do it one game and we're already saying, world class. This one must play where we must bring Bayern Munich. And it's like, hey, I don't know, just guys hold on. And maybe sometimes what you find is players believe that hype. When you say Jabu Pule and Kaizer Chiefs, guys, iconic. When you think about the games, when you think about the flair and the stuff that was done there, someone will do it one game and they'll be like,
oh, there's the next.
it's better than him.
Yeah, there's
It's
the
better
next.
than Jabu Pule.
Yeah,
You'll be like,
Looking at when I was a 16-year-old playing for Santos in the PSL as a debut or something like that. Played with the likes of Duncan Crowe. Seixun Guane was playing with me at Santos. I mean, these guys, as a youngster, I couldn't say a word to them. You know, like a disrespectful word, for example. You need to respect these guys. You need to carry the bags, like these kind of things, you know. Now you get youngsters like that tells the experienced or older guys what to do. You know, there's nothing wrong with it, like in the structural, in the game, for example, but the way of carrying over the message and the respect that you have to have for these guys, it needs to be there.
But I think now the players, why now they can't deal with all what is happening in social media. You miss a goal. 2 minutes after the game, they do something. It's a meme, so it's a meme. So I feel like sometimes social media is too harsh to them because now next game you get into that situation during the game. Hey,
just see them.
Hey, that thing comes. Instead of taking responsibility, maybe of shooting, now you want to pass and pass the responsibility. So that after the game, you won't trend with that meme. So now it affects the game. Now we see robots. Now that's where now we see robots.
What's one other thing that you guys think we need in the local game that, you know, can be imparted the same way they do it internationally, you know?
I mean, the one thing for me that I feel like I wish we had that maybe I see overseas is they still have that mentality of not to say they almost like pricing out players to like better teams and stuff. They're always like, if someone's really good, they'll always say you have to go to a better
They'll
team,
come together to
or you have
make
to go
sure.
to a better league. Per se.
Yes.
I feel like we're still so stuck here.
You know, my dream and my ambition was like, I want to play in Europe. If I don't make it, okay, maybe then I can come back. Like, so that is the mentality, the drive, the hunger, the want to succeed and want to achieve the things that you set out for yourself comes into play as well.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like a two-way street. It's not only the club, it's you as an individual also.
We don't say they don't have social life.
Yeah.
But remember, when you are a footballer, you say you've got a certain
in the
years
public now,
that you must really commit. Yes, you'll have your social life, but let's be honest, you can't have both during your career. You must choose
If you
one.
want a great
if you want to be an
career,
influencer, then be an influencer. But if you want to be a football professional, then we must see with your passion also, like he says, it's also the mentality of the players. It seems like Mdladla, signile ku Pirates. My likes now are, I had 1,000 likes when I was at TX Galaxy. Now I've got 5,000 likes. Ooh, I'm good.
Yeah.
But guys, it really hurts our football.
I want to bring it home 100%, man. Especially because I feel like, Brajay, you were the poster child for Diski, for Kasi Flavor. Like, you know what I mean? Nasif, you were even saying when you went overseas, you can't just hit a tip, you know, and expect the coach to be happy with what you're doing. Like, what do you guys feel about Kasi Flavor and about Diski, you know? And if we've lost it, if you feel like we should bring it back, you know, what is your stance on just Kasi Flavor right now?
Yeah, I think we are a talented nation.
Yes.
You know, we are unique, you know, and we should keep that Kasi flavor. But the thing is, what is the Kasi flavor mean now? The Kasi flavor, it's when you are able to unlock a team that plays a low block.
So it's with flair.
With flair. But now it seems like we are confusing things. We call a Kasi flavor what we are seeing now on social media, where they put the knee on the ball.
Or
What
when
to
the
do
team,
that
or when the team is losing 3-0 and then they're going to stand on top.
on,
and then,
on top of
like,
the ball.
doing something.
For me, that's not football.
Okay, guys, so we've been talking very serious chats. I think we've broken down a lot of South African problems and issues. Now let's get to the brighter side of things. Let's play a little bit of a fun game. I'm going to send you guys something. Don't be scared. Look at your phones. It's not nuclear codes. These are not code words for anything. This is actually what's called an anagram. So we've taken people's names, we've jumbled them up to make other words, and you guys need to guess who they are based on the clue that I'm gonna give you. First one, Lile Superheat.
Yeah.
Lile Superheat. Anything as yet? Nothing.
Lille Superheat.
There's a little
this
bit of
South
a phonic
African
clue. Is
or-
South African?
South African, okay.
Actually, no. Plays in South Africa.
Plays
Plays
in
in
South
South
Africa.
Plays in South Africa. And I think that might give it away, but hopefully not. The clue I want to give you guys is he's the Nedbank Cup all-time top goal scorer.
Is that not Salulile?
You see what I am talking about?
It is.
You see what I am talking about? Number 2, Arena Xmari. And if you actually listen to them, you can...
Reiners.
Ikram Reyners.
Furta Yumas.
Furta Yumas.
Furta Yumas.
Think about that before I give...
Yusuf Mar.
Oh, yeah. That's actually... That's it. I'm not even giving you guys clues anymore.
So it's 2-1, huh?
It's 2. Yeah, 2-1.
You have to get a score,
We need
man.
you. We need you, Nasif. We need you.
pressure now, man.
Band Park.
Band Park.
Oh, Bernard Parker. Bernard Parker? No, can't be.
Think green. Jumble the words up a little bit. I mean...
Green.
Ben Park. Ish.
There's green everywhere.
Nedbank Cup.
Nedbank Cup. Nedbank Cup. And the last one, Albert. Albert.
Think white?
No. Actually, if you're a little bit smart, Orlando Pirates took this in 2011. You've got it.
Treble.
Wait, was it 2011?
No, it was.
Anyway, that's ending the episode on a good note. I'd just like to say thank you to my legends for pulling up. Thank you to Nedbank and the Nedbank Cup for putting me in a room with my idols. Not you, Shakes.
Of course.
You're my idol. But
You're my idol.
don't do that. Come on now. But anyway, see you guys next time on, one of the best podcasts yet to come. See you guys next time.